Let's introduce the process of importing pictures from computer into plasma cutting machine. The program has been copied to the USB disk. The first step is to insert the USB disk. Press F2 File Management, then press F2 U-Disk File. Usually the files we just copied into the U-Disk are in the back. Press S to flip the page. Press up and down key to switch the selected file. Press F6 copy file onto the hard disk. Press F8 confirm, shows save successfully, then the program is already on the hard disk. Press F1 hard disk file, there is a program in it. Press OK, this program is coming out. Set these parameters after the picture imported: cutting speed, slitting, and cutting mode, including the arc voltage setting and positioning test. We have introduced in the plasma detailed video. I will not introduce it here. Next step, we choose the starting point. We can see the cutting arc in the lower right corner of the picture. However, the starting point of the new imported picture is in the lower left corner. We can change it when cutting. Move it to the lower right corner, then its moving distance will be shorter. Plus sign is the starting point. You see, it is moving. Press F3 Parts option, then press F1 Start option. Press F4 to select the lower right corner. Press F8 OK twice to see that the cross plus sign has moved to the lower right corner. We move the cutting torch to the lower right corner of the steel plate. Press S to lower the torch, and the torch can be moved by up, down, left and right keys. If the speed and distance of the movement are not well controlled, you can press the F key to switch to the fixed length mode to move precisely. We move to the approximate position first. Press G to enter a fixed distance, 1 mm, which will be better to control. It will move a millimeter by pressing. The starting point setting is completed. We press F8 coordinate to clear. OK, then we cut. Press space to enter the cutting screen and press the Start button. If the window of the collision alarm pops up, press Start twice to start cutting. In just a few seconds, it has been cut according to the picture you need. With 30 mm diameter and thickness is 5 mm. Let's find the circle first. The lead-in wire setting is 2 mm and the lead-out wire is also 2 mm. Radius size is set to 15 mm. There is a partial size and whole size in the lower left corner. We have to cut a circle and choose its size. If you make a hole in the steel plate, you can choose the hole size. Please press F8 or enter to confirm. Press X. Choose the speed and plasma current size. Press Shift-N to modify the curve value. In general, the actual curve is about 3 mm and the preset curve is 1.5 mm on the machine. The setting on the machine is half of the actual curve. If the cutting part is 1 mm smaller, please increase the curve value by 0.5 mm. If the cutting part is 1 mm larger, please reduce the curve value by 0.5 mm. Switching mode. Press Shift-M, and then switch to plasma cutting mode. Part 4, Starting Point Selection. Move the back button. There are positioning point, bottom left, bottom right, top left, top right. We move to the bottom left position and then cut a 5 mm steel plate perforated from the middle. Part 5, Set the perforation time. Set the perforation time. The perforation time setting is by adjusting the piercing delay button on the arc height controller. 0.3 is 0.3 seconds, and our 5-thick iron plate is set to 0.3 seconds. 1 mm steel plate setting is 0.1 second, 5 mm steel plate setting is 0.5 second. 10 mm steel plate setting is 1 second. Part 6, Arc voltage setting. Adjust the preset arc voltage is 130. During the actual cutting process, the arc pressure setting height is about 5 mm clockwise rotation to raise height, counterclockwise rotation to reduce height. Less than 5 mm will be increased, more than 5 mm will be reduced. Part 7, Setting the positioning height. Press the IHS test button, the cutting torch starts the draw positioning. After positioning successful, the cutting torch rises to setting positioning height. In general, IHS height perforation height is higher than 5 mm. In order to prevent the slag damage the torch after the perforation of steel plate. So we have a little more than 5 mm. Step 8, Start cutting. Press the space, enter the cutting interface, and then press Start button to cutting. The cutting torch starts the drop automatically, and it rises to the setting piercing height after positioning, and then starts the arc perforation. The setting piercing time is 1 second. The cutting torch starts to go after piercing completed. The balance height of the automatic cutting is set by the arc pressure setting to finish, and the cutting height of the cutting can be set to 5 mm. You can see that the 30 mm diameter circle has been cut. Next, let's measure the size of the cutting and see if there is any error. If has an error, you can reduce or increase the curve value. After cutting, the interface will show return or initial point. If you need to return, please press Enter. The screen shows still on the way down but the cutting torch already walking. That's it. Let's show it to you again. Troubleshooting methods. F4 parameter setting. F3 arc pressure detection in plasma cutting. Choose it, then it will be OK. Let we show you again. The torch goes down and it does not move and locate successfully. Let we show you again. Start. The torch goes down but it not move already be solved. Generally, the positioning method is to first drop the torch and touch the steel plate. Then set the height through the positioning height to lift the recovery arc. Arcing through the perforated delay. Perforated delay finished, then it can walk now. Let us introduce some reasons why the plasma cutting nozzle is easy to burn out. The first one is that the positioning height of your arc is too low, and the splash is easy to cause damage to the cutting nozzle when perforating. Let's try this height. Adjust positioning test. Under normal circumstances, we recommend that the customer position the height at 10 mm to prevent splashing. Let's see if it is larger than 10 mm. We will adjust this position smaller. 0.46 means the rising time is 0.46 seconds. Let's try again. Adjust to 0.4. Height is about 10 mm. 10 mm perforation height can effectively solve the nozzle burnout problem. The second reason, the cutting height during cutting is too low. It may cause the cutting nozzle to be too low or even in direct touch with the steel plate. The nozzle is easy to damage. The solution is that adjust the arc voltage during the cutting process. The distance keeps 5 mm. If the height is too high, please make reduce, and if the height is too small, then make increase. Adjust through arc voltage setting. That is to say, the height during the cutting process should be kept about 5 mm. The positioning height during the arcing process is kept at around 10 mm. Adjusting this height makes the cutting. Below we demonstrate how to continue cutting if there is a sudden power failure during flame cutting or plasma cutting. Here are the samples that are set up for plasma cutting. The plasma cutting torch start to cut now. Let's simulate the power outage. After the CNC system is powered off, the system is black. Reconnect the power and wait for the power on. In the welcome interface, press any key to enter the main interface. Do not press the delete key, because the delete key will delete the graphic. After entering the main interface, press F7 to manually move the car, then press F7 to power off or restore. Then the system enters the cutting interface, and the cross cursor will also move to the position before the power is cut off. Press the start button to start cutting. This function is more practical. After booting, press twice F7 to restore the position before the power is cut off.